His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah, Arlo. I heard you guys talking about him.
Arlo.
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. We were talking about how great they are and how safe they make me feel. Arlo's not a boy.
Well, that's a boy's name.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Hey Pieper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building Confident Smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Who's gonna decide if this generation carries on our way of life? All of us. Hui, Western Original.
Not the fun part of being a dad, but I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me.
Concerning you?
Yeah. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella, and
Arlo?
I wasn't eavesdropping. He's always watching you. His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah, Arlo. I heard you guys talking about him.
Arlo.
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. We were talking about how great they are and how safe they make me feel. Arlo's not a boy.
Well, that's a boy's name.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Pieper High School on a beautiful night. A little bit windy, but a nice night, all things considered, as your Pieper Warriors look to stay perfect in 2024. 8-0 coming in, 5-0 in district play, and Victoria East making the trip down I-10 to try and knock off and prove what would be a huge upset if they were to come in here and beat the mighty Pieper Warriors. Sam Kamen alongside. We've got Mr. Mason Stanley handling stat duties as well, so a big thank you there as he welcomed you to the campus of Pieper High School on a night in which Pieper looks to do what they've done 8 other times this season, and that is come out on the victorious end. Sam, when you look at this ball game, Victoria East are a team that comes in 3-5, 2-3 in district play, and so as I just mentioned, no doubt the underdog coming in, but as the old cliche goes, and I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway, that is why they play the game, and that is why we're here tonight.
It's a must-win situation for Victoria East. You look at kind of the district standings. Pieper can get a share of the district title. Obviously, they beat Smithson Valley, so this would be a clincher if they were to lose, but as Pieper has played this year, they've looked complete, and especially last week, a thumping against MacArthur. The offense, the defense, the special teams looked very on point, and we'll see what they can do here in Week 10.
It's an interesting thing, Sam. I've always thought it's kind of curious the way high school football works and high school athletics in Texas at large is if you have 2 teams who finish with the same district record at the end, it doesn't matter if there's a tie break. They share the district title. Little backward, especially when you follow the college and the pro game. But, hey, sharing the wealth, sharing the love. Of course, if Pieper wins tonight and Smithson Valley loses, then that's it. The Warriors outright district champs. And, of course, Pieper would win the outright district championship with a win tonight and then a win on Thursday against Bernie Champion. But either way, the Warriors well-positioned for a long playoff run. First things first, tonight, Victoria East, the opponent. The Titans will get the ball first. Daniel Miranda set to kick us off. Approaches the ball, and we are underway. End over end kick. Sails a little to his left, taken at the 5. Across the 10, toward the 15, and not much beyond that. And that's where Victoria East will start its first possession of the night.
They're a run-heavy offense led by Case and Cole. A lot of juniors on this squad, and they are going to have to play keep away. Their best defense is their offense. Try to milk the game, create less possessions for this explosive Pieper Warriors offense, and maybe they can come out with a victory.
We're obviously going to talk tons about these Warriors right here on the Warrior Network throughout the night. Their offense loaded, their defense a bit overshadowed, but the thing about their D, they get off the field pretty quickly more often than not. Back to pass, rolling to his right, looking down the field. And a pick on the first play from scrimmage. How's that for a start? And almost on cue, Sam, singing their praises, and they come right out and say, first big play is ours.
There's a penalty flag. Back behind the play on the opposite side of the field, too.
Well, Kason Cole, the quarterback for Victoria East, he was rolling to his right, thought he had potentially an opening. It's picked, and it is Pieper football because the penalty is on the Titans, obviously declined, and Pieper takes over 1st and 10 already in great field position. They're going to spot it, at the Victoria East 27.
Yeah, Raj Lopez comes up with the interception. The pressure was getting to the quarterback was Kyler Shepler. Gets Cole off his spot. Inaccurate throw on the run, and set up perfectly are the Pieper Warriors now.
Raj, a big play defensive back for the Warriors. On first down, Caden Keith. There's Isaiah Champagne in the slot. Across the 25 toward near the 20-yard line. Nice pickup there on 1st and 10.
Yeah, Isaiah Champagne. Coach calls him lightning in a bottle. There's a reason he's going to be playing at the next level at UIW. It's approaching that 800 reception yard mark coming into the season.
On 2nd and 4, it's Hopper, Brady, across the 20, near first down yardage, but not quite there, I don't think. They're going to mark him about 2 yards shy. Interesting, Sam, in that Raj Lopez, I'm looking up and down their defensive stats, Appears to be his first interception of the season. Could have that wrong, but that's the first pickup. It's a little surprising that it comes in week 8 considering how many big plays he makes.
Well, Jackson Hopper, one of their cornerbacks that leads the team with 5 interceptions. Raj Lopez has 3 pass breakups, but like you said, first interception of the year. Can't come at a better time.
And there's Hopper. Speaking of better time, no better time to get your first touchdown of the night. 19 yards and Pieper on top 6-0, just a minute and 26 seconds into the ball game.
Brady Hopper continues to be that bowling ball running back for this Pieper Warriors offense. But what a great job by the offensive line striking up the band. He was untouched going into the end zone.
For Hopper, it is touchdown number 8 on the season. Extra point. Miranda is true. Let's step aside. Doesn't take those Pieper Warriors long, does it? 7-0, 10:34 still remaining in quarter number 1. We're back after this right here on the Warriors Network.
Hey Piper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building Confident Smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Raja Lopez, the big play defensive back for the Warriors, with a interception on the first play from scrimmage. 3 plays later, the Pieper Warriors have a 7-0 lead thanks to a 19-yard Brady Hopper run. And because of that, with 10:34 still a ways to go in the first quarter, the Warriors already striking first, up 7-0. As Sam mentioned, coming off a 75-point outing. And it's been an offense that's been on quite the roll. Little pooch kick, that's a live ball. Got to get it, and it's still loose. Pieper football. The Warriors will take over at the Victoria East 32-yard line, maybe the 31, depending on the spot.
It was Spencer Brody, number 21, the wide receiver, getting down to field that fumble because there was a Victoria Titan there, and then dislodged by the hit. Right place, right time, and 2 quick turnovers for Victoria East is not the recipe that their head coaching staff wanted to start this ball game.
Timeout by the officials. I think they're trying to sort something out. Not quite sure what it is. I didn't see a penalty marker on the field. A little bit of an echo to the official's mic. I think he's trying to sort it out.
Just happened so fast.
Yeah, and it doesn't appear to be any kind of a penalty. No one's looking around to see if they're going one way or the other in terms of the ball placement. So I'm wondering if maybe it's just an equipment issue. Could it be that his mic's not working and he's testing it out?
They're standing right next to head coach Nick Rogers. Oh, it's the play clocks.
Oh, the play clock is down. They're going to have to keep it on the field. Yes, the play clock right now
it's
completely.
It's just on this near side.
It's malfunctioning. You're right. The one that Pieper is driving toward, it looked like it went haywire moments ago. You kind of saw the lights flicker back on, and then it went right back off. Meanwhile, to Sam's point, the one on the other end of the field, that one is still up.
And then obviously the big Jumbotron is working fine. So there's other spots where the play clock as well as the game clock can be shown. It's just getting to where both sides can see the play clock will be an issue.
A couple of folks over there trying to figure things out, and I may have spoken too soon. I said they're going to play without it. I think they're giving the people working on it a couple minutes. Yeah, probably give them a couple more minutes. If they can't get it fixed, then they'll just go and keep the play clock on the field. And now they've turned both off to make it fair.
It's one of those turn it off, turn it back on, but looked like they tried to turn it back on and it wasn't working, so they'll just keep it on the field.
Yep. 1st and 10 at the 31. Keith shotgun as he always is. They put Evan Drake in motion. Brady Hopper to Keith's right. Keith looking left. There's Drake. Hit. Still able to hold on. Across the 30 near the 27. I think that's where they're going to spot it.
Had 2 touchdowns on 3 receptions for 63 yards versus Mac. A big, solid tight end. He's getting lots of looks at the next level. You can tell he's going to be a go-to target as well going down this playoff stretch.
2nd down, and let's call it right around 6. Keith rolling to his right. Now takes off. Hit hard, driven to the ground. Helmet jarred loose. Now he took it off, but he was able to take it off with ease because normally that tackle pretty much jarred it loose there, Sam.
Yeah, I think he'll have to come out for a play, but Keith unafraid to tuck the ball down and run. He's got 34 carries on the year for over 250 yards. A big-bodied quarterback.
Carter I'm sorry, didn't mean to step over you, Sam. Carter Noseworthy, the quarterback, hands to Hopper across the 10 and inside for what's going to be a 1st and goal for the Warriors. And right back comes Keith.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy when you're a backup quarterback and you got Brady Hopper to your right. Just give it to him. Let him get downhill. Another move of the chains for the Warriors.
Ball at the 8. Pieper already with a touchdown here in the early going. Looking to add to it, and that's been a Warriors hallmark over this course of the season, especially the last several games. They have jumped on top of teams early. Now, that game a couple weeks ago, I should say, against New Braunfels, a little bit of the exception as Keith patiently now rolls to his left, hit as he throws, causes the incomplete.
Still a good job of maneuvering through the pocket was Keith, trying to buy some extra time for his wide receivers to get open, and then finally a Titan was able to get up in the face, get his hand on Keith's arm, and cause that incompletion.
Looked to be Caden Robinson, big number 74, a senior, who forced that incompletion. 2nd and goal from the 8. There's the pitch. Hopper coming left, looks to cut it up inside, and gets to the 5.
It's always nice when you can count that as a completion for Keith instead of just a run for Hopper. You've seen a lot of those misdirection type of movements from this Warrior offense all season long. That's what kind of drew that first touchdown. You had Hopper going in motion, and then it's a run right up the gut.
Hopper out of the flat, going toward him. Can't quite get him the ball. That would have been his 17th reception. He's already got 1 to add to the 15 he came in with. 196 yards through the air coming in. Would have been his 3rd touchdown.
There's a flag on the play.
Thank you, Sam, but there is a penalty marker on the play, and Caden Keith letting us know that it's going to be on Victoria East with his reaction. Sure enough, pass interference. A big reason why Hopper wasn't able to come down with that one.
And you could see they were trying to get him on like a wheel route into the end zone, and on the defense was Jaden Soto, the junior middle linebacker. Just got a little too early to Hopper breaking up that ball. Instead, it's pass interference, 1st and goal for the Warriors.
At the 2. No, they're putting it at the 5. Drake in the backfield along with Hopper. He is to Keith's right. Champagne and Grindstaff to the right side. Hopper gets the carry. Hopper across the 5. Another helmet comes off. This time it is from Victoria East junior Khalil Prater. He's going to have to come out for a play as you got helmets coming off left and right in the Knights ball game.
Yeah, and the reason his helmet came off, it was an illegal hands to the face. A really good job of pushing number 15, Prater, all the way into the end zone, but just got his hands in the wrong place, causing that helmet to come off and backing up the Warriors 15 yards.
Checking to see where they're officially going to spot it. They were at the 5. So now back at the 20. The replay, second and goal. Or was that first and goal? First and goal from the 20. 5 wide for Keith. Young man has thrown for 2,422 yards coming into tonight. 25 touchdown passes. Champagne slot. Champagne's got a lane. Spins his way toward the 10 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Isaiah Champagne.
Pop the bottle for the 11th time for Isaiah Champagne. He is just so slippery in space. This is just a really normal wide receiver screen through the middle of the field. You got Titans right there, and he spins out of another tackle, gets to the end zone. Lightning in a bottle, showing it once again.
Extra point for Logan Lopez is good. The Warriors follow a 19-yard touchdown with a 20-yard score. 8:11 remaining in quarter number 1. The Warriors extend to a 14-0 lead. We're back after this right here on the Warriors Network.
To the ends of the earth I will. I'll follow you where the horizon meets the sunrise, if that's what you choose to do. If you choose to love me, if you choose to leave.
Last week, the Pieper Warriors scored 4 times in the first quarter en route to a 75-7 win. 2 weeks before that, got it to a huge lead on Seguin at the half. Following suit tonight, 14-0 with less than 4 minutes gone by in the opening quarter. And Daniel Miranda is set to kick off for a 3rd time, considering Victoria East got the ball first. Kick return, cross the 10, then the 15. Not much beyond that. But Victoria East, that's been their problem here in the early going. In addition to that Pieper defense, they hadn't had really good field position. And again, they didn't even have the ball, a chance added offensively following the second kickoff.
Yeah, they've only had one play, and it did not prove to be a successful one, being an interception to Raja Lopez. So here's a chance to kind of get those jitters out of the way. 8:05 left in the first quarter. Just get to your offense. Run the ball, take some time, get some momentum for your side.
Cole, the quarterback. Handoff coming right, across the 20. And give to Christian Franco.
Yeah, he was the workhorse last week in a win versus Bernie Champion. 23 carries for 91 yards. Also had a 22-yard catch. He, as well as Brashawn Brown, are the 1-2 running back punch in the backfield. They'll rely heavily on those two.
Brown, a young man who comes in with 562 yards on the ground. He scored 6 times, 4.6 yards per carry every time he touches it. Screen. Knocked back at the 25. Nice job of gang tackling by that Pieper defense.
And that was number 11, Dalen King, 10 receptions for 90 yards and a touchdown coming into this season. Cole does a good job of spreading the wealth to his outside receivers. And got 3rd and manageable, but this is where this Warriors defense can hold strong getting off the field.
Quarterback Kaysen Cole, 75 completions, 108 attempts, 766 yards coming in to tonight. Another attempt here, that one too tall for Caleb Jefferson.
This will be interesting territory. Deep in your own end, down by 14. Cole is their punter. And it looks like they are going to make that change to get into punt formation.
I think you're onto something, though, Sam. I think this is kind of – you look at the situation, and it's almost why the heck not? Like, you know, this is such an offensive juggernaut. You might as well give it a shot. And as I say that, Cole punts it away. Grindstaff back. He'll get away from it as it takes a neutral bounce before the Titans kill it at the 44.
But that's why you kind of have, it's interesting. You have to, if you're Pieper, you have to be ready for that fake because it's only 4th and 3.
Yeah.
And because Cole's able to use his feet, use his arm as a punter too, you have to be ready for it. They went for the block, almost got there, but hey, again, great field position. You're almost at midfield for a Warriors team that shows they can strike in a hurry.
Caden Keith at his own 44 with an empty backfield. Now John Hamilton goes in motion, gets the handoff. That's John's first carry. He's across midfield toward the 45 of Victoria East. John, a young man who leads the team in rushing, 382 yards coming in, 5.3 yards per carry average, 73rd carry right there, and he's gotten into the end zone 10 times.
Well, we talk about 1-2 punch for Victoria East. You got a 1-2 punch in the backfield for the Warriors as well. Almost kind of going drive for drive, 2 drives for Hopper, 2 drives for Hamilton. They almost have identical stats.
Luxury for Pieper. Grindstaff. Near first down yardage. He's just short. Inside the 40 at the 36. 2nd and 1.
And Andrew Grindstaff's a guy that kind of gets overshadowed by the excellence and the ambiance of Isaiah Champagne. 2nd on the team in receptions, yards, and right there in touchdowns too.
Keith looking over the middle, fires Grindstaff again. Inside the 15 this time.
That's why defensive coordinators have lots of nightmares at night with this Warriors offense. You've got so many weapons. You got to key in on Isaiah Champagne, who's already got a touchdown. Brady Hopper, who's got a touchdown. Now this drive has been about John Hamilton and Andrew Grindstaff, already in the red zone now.
Dalen King, the stop for the Titans. Here's Hamilton up the middle. John Hamilton makes it 20-0, 5:32, 5:31 still remaining in the first quarter.
Well, we said the drive was about John Hamilton and Andrew Grindstaff. A couple runs for Hamilton, a couple catches for Grindstaff, and John Hamilton gets into the end zone for his 11th time on the ground.
They make it look too easy a lot of times. Miranda's extra point is true. 21-0, we're back after this. The Titans looking to get off the mat. Penalty marker, so let's hold off a second. It's on Pieper. And heard the official there. They're going to redo, or it might have been the public address announcer you heard. They're going to redo the extra point, holding on that Pieper special teams. So Miranda will kick from the 20.
If there was only one thing that went wrong for Pieper last week, it was the extra points. You missed 2 PATs on 11 touchdowns versus Mac. A little bit of a longer PAT attempt now.
Hopper the hold. It's a good one off a good snap. And this extra point is good as well. Now let's go to break. 5:31 remaining. Pieper 21, Victoria East 0. We're back after this right here on the Warriors Network. Pieper doing what Pieper so often does. Welcome you back to the Warriors Network. 5:31 still remaining in the first quarter. And the Warriors already up 21-0 on Victoria East. Logan Lopez, a short kick, hits the turf. Got to get it. They do. And that drive will start at right around their own 27.
Best field position so far for the Titans. They were able to get on top of that little pooch kick. A couple times that they've gone deep with the kicks, they've been backed up in their own territory, this time able to handle the kickoff. So, again, they're desperate for just some confidence and momentum because they've had 4 plays, a 3 and out after a drive that ended in a interception.
Well, the Titan offense now experiencing what several other before them have, just completely hit by a haymaker. New quarterback into the game is Carlin Helms. Carlin, just a sophomore, keeps on 1st and 10. He's lost a couple, so 2nd and 12. Excuse me, gain 2, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Cole's played 5 games. He was their starter a year ago for Victoria East, but Carson Helms has had his share behind center this year. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, also has 7 rushing touchdowns. So looking for a spark are the Titans on offense.
Completes 55% of his passes, 26 of 47 on the year. Up the middle, short of the first down, so it'll bring up 3rd for Victoria East.
And this is kind of the 2 quarterback system that Victoria East has. Cole's more of that pocket presence, throwing quarterback. Carson Helms can get it, or Carlin Helms, excuse me, can get it done with his feet a little bit more. See what they do here on 3rd and medium.
To that point, Sam, he's 2nd on the team in rushing with 339 yards. When he does keep 7.4, so nearly 7.5 yards per carry. Absolutely right there that he can do it with his feet as well. In shotgun on 3rd and 4, looking to his left, looking sideline, incomplete. His intended target, Judson Brown. But again, 4th down, this time 4th and 4 for the Titans. Their offense not showing any movement right now, as in toward the sideline. And now we see what appears to be the punting unit, considering, well, and also Cole's on the field. I was going to say, considering Cole, their starting quarterback, when it's Cole is the punter, Cole made his way onto the field.
And it's even more confusing now seeing that Carlin Helms is the up back too. So you could have a couple different fakes from this formation.
Cole standing at his own 21. There's the fake. Helms picked across the 30, inside the 20, and another fantastic play. Guess who? Give him 2 picks on the night.
Came in with 0, 3 pass breakups coming into this one. And what hands here from Raja Lopez. Able to use those stickum gloves and gets a good return out of it too. Everything working for the Pieper Warriors right now.
Oh, Raja Lopez having himself a game. And with that, the Warriors take over at the Titans 18. 3:49 still to go in the first quarter.
My question was 28 points in the first quarter last week, the most they've scored in a quarter in this young program history. They could be looking for 35.
Champagne slot. Nice open field tackle there. You don't see that often of a play that involves Champagne. But Noah Shepard there for the stop.
Yeah, 56 tackles on the year for Shepard, a junior. Had 10 in the win versus Champion a week ago. He's going to have to be sure-handed in making sure once these Warrior receivers catch the ball in space, they're immediately met with a hit and getting them down to the ground.
Little shovel there, Champagne, crossed the 20. Forced out of bounds as he approaches the 10. You know, Sam, you mentioned the 28 points and, you know, the Victoria East win against Champion. That's the thing with Pieper is they make good teams look very ordinary. Victoria East is by no means a poor football team. Just 2 games under 500 coming in, just a game under 500 in a district that includes the likes of Smithson Valley and Wagner and Ubrafels, obviously, as well as Pieper. And yet the Warriors about to take a 4-touchdown lead, although there's the ball on the turf. Keith able to Patrick Mahomes it over to trying to Patrick Mahomes it over to Evan Drake, falls incomplete.
What looked like it was going to be a disaster, almost turned into a touchdown. Luckily, he didn't compound his error. A little bit of a bobble there with Hamilton on that RPO action. Still could have gotten it out to Drake, who had plenty of space for the end zone, but no turnover there. 4th and 1, they're going to go for it.
Not surprising, Hopper behind center. Keith is split out wide as a receiver. There's Hopper. Keeps. First down. He needed the 9. He got the 7, the 6 even.
And that's just so hard to defend because you're in a wildcat look and you're doing that read option with Brady Hopper and John Hamilton. You got to have guys to tackle both of them, read their keys. Good job of pulling there by Hopper, getting upfield enough to move the chains.
1st and goal at the 6. Keith shotgun. Hamilton to his right. 3 receivers to his left. He comes to a wide open John Hamilton. 27-0. Pieper with the extra point to come.
Back-to-back touchdown drives for John Hamilton. 1 on the ground and 1 as a receiver. And it just continues to show why this young Pieper Warriors team is poised for a long playoff run. They've got weapons all around the field. The only thing is if they can just continue to execute and stay healthy, they're going to be with the best of them at the end of the year.
Miranda boots through the 4th Pieper extra point of the night, and we're still in the first quarter. When we come back, what we think might be the final 2:25 of the period, you're watching the Warriors Network. (28-0). Pieper jumping on top of Victoria East. Logan Lopez on to kick us off. A 5th kickoff already in the first 9 minutes and 35 seconds of this ball game for the Warriors. Short kick handled at the 16. Not much beyond that. The extra to the special teams unit there in a hurry for the Warriors. Not giving that return much of a shot. Dalen King doing his best, an admirable effort to try to get positive yardage out of that, but that Warriors unit there almost with contact upon the receiving of the ball.
And nothing doing for the Titans through this first almost 10 minutes. It's just been a flood right out of the gates for Pieper, executing on all cylinders of the field, offense, defense, and special teams. They're going to go back to Cole looking for a spark.
Cole in shotgun. The give across the 20. Might be Brown's first carry. Is that number 26 or was that 2?
I think it was 32 Franco again.
It was 32 Franco. Thank you, Mason. Mason Stanley coming up clutch. Fantastic job keeping stats first tonight right here on the Warriors Network. Franco with 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 22. The clock goes under 1:50. Again, Franco comes left. Not a lot there. I think the official's going to say he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, so a loss of 1. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Pieper just last week. 13 tackles for loss, 3 fumble recoveries. This is a 3-3-5 base defense. You don't see it a lot because 3 down linemen, you usually see a 3-4 if you're going to have 3 down linemen, but this 3-3-5 has given a lot of offenses fits because they're so athletic out in space, yet inside at the point of attack they're winning at the line of scrimmage.
Cole back to pass, complete, and the first down for Victoria East. Nice moves in space, including a little bit of a spin move there for Caleb Jefferson. And the Titans was probably the second to last play of the first quarter to get their first down of the night.
Yeah, Caleb Jefferson, number 2, able to find a zone in the middle of that Piper Warriors defense. Sits in a clean spot for Case and Cole to find him, move the chains.
They're at the 39. This is the closest they've been to crossing midfield. Big tackle there. No chance. Bennett King sniffing that one out in a hurry.
Yeah, 58 tackles. He's got the most in the secondary for this Warriors team. Reads the play action to perfection. And again, as soon as the Titans made that catch, Bennett King right there to make the tackle in space for a loss.
And that's how quarter number 1 comes to an end. Piper 28, Victoria East 0. The Titans trying to mount a little something here late in the first quarter. We'll see if it continues in quarter number 2. You're watching the Warriors Network from right here on the Piper High School campus.
Not the fun part of being a dad, but I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me.
Concerning you?
Yeah. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella, and
Arlo?
I wasn't eavesdropping. He's always watching you. His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah, Arlo. I heard you guys talking about him.
Arlo.
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. We were talking about how great they are and how safe they make me feel. Arlo's not a boy.
Well, that's a boy's name.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera. Named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Second quarter, Victoria East on 2nd and 12, a give up the middle. Not a whole lot there. That Piper defensive line, Sam talking about just before the break, it's a unique structure, this scheme, 3-3-5. Sam, when talking to Coach Rogers throughout the season, he says, we have 5 defensive backs on the field at all times. It's not a nickel. It's not for passing downs. We have them on the field at all times, and 8-0, hard to argue with the success.
I mean, you got playmakers. You want the best athletes on the field at the all the time, and if your best playmakers are defensive backs, play something that has 5 defensive backs.
On 3rd and 9, a first down executed play for the Titans. Nice job. Pitching catch. Cole on one end, and on the other, the first reception of the night for Steven Dybel, the tight ends.
Yeah, just slips out from his tight end position up the seam. And again, playing a little bit more of a zone right there on 3rd and long where the Warriors and the Titans able to navigate it for a first down.
Into Piper territory for the first time tonight, at the 41 to be exact. Cole looking right. Another completion on the screen across the 40. Second completion to Caleb Jefferson.
Trying to get a dynamic receiver on the outside going. Had 2 receptions for 25 yards last week. Only 13 receptions for a little over 100 yards on the season.
From the early going, Sam, he looks to be their most dynamic guy. In terms of the eye test, in terms of seeing how he moves and how quick he is, their playmaker, and who they want to get the ball to, especially when they're playing a team like Pieper. Cole rolling. Speaking of, complete inside the 30, and yet another first down. They're third on this drive alone.
And this is a team that is kind of built around their junior class. Like Case and Cole is a junior. Both of their running backs, Brayshawn Brown and Christian Franco. Franco's actually a sophomore. Brown's a junior. But their wide receiver core is all seniors, and you're seeing some of those senior leaders of Caleb Jefferson starting to come up in this big spot.
Another give, this one across the 30. Franco toward the 25, and don't look now, but the Titans putting a nice little drive together.
Yeah, this is going to be the 11th play of the drive that started at their own 19. This first little sustained drive, you go interception on your first play, 3 and out, try to go for it on a fake punt that ends up in another interception. Finally starting to see some life in the second quarter for this Titan offense.
2nd and 6 at the Pieper 26. Cole looking right. Did he hang on to that? He did. Did he catch it?
Out of bounds,
They're
though.
going to say no. He did not get a foot in.
Couldn't pull the Garrett Wilson from last night, you know?
I was going to say. Fantastic effort nonetheless by Judson Brown. It just won't count. So 3rd and 6 now, and a chance for this Pieper defense to put the Titans in a tough spot. If they don't gain another yard, it's a 43-yard field goal right now. Of course, 43-yard field goal is not very common in high school football, so we'll get to that after this down. See if we need to get to a 4th down. 3rd and 6, Warriors jump, there's the flags. Free play.
Oh, they blow it dead.
Yeah, they blew it dead?
They blew it dead at the end.
It is on Pieper. Interesting that they blew it dead.
Usually, again, you're starting to see more of those catching teams in the neutral zone being blown dead. Usually, talking about another New York Jet, you used to see Aaron Rodgers all the time get the play off and have that free play to take a shot like Cole did just there. But seeing, especially this year and a little bit last year, the officials are blowing the play dead and making sure you don't get that free play.
3rd and 1 now following the penalty. Franco met at the line of scrimmage. What a fantastic play by that Pieper D.
I think that was Leighton Springer that laid the boom against Franco, and he might have laid too much of a boom as he comes down out to the sideline.
He's kind of favoring that right shoulder as he made his way off the foot, and he is now on the sideline, on the track specifically. 1st down. So the Titans did do enough to get a new set of downs. They're at the 20.
That was a good old-fashioned Oklahoma drill, meeting them right in the hole, and a huge collision right there.
Absolutely. Great way to put it. Franco, not much. Tackled low. Fantastic effort there by Nino Spina, senior linebacker.
Yeah, after seeing what Springer did on that last play, he says, I'm not going to mess with the chest or the upper body of Franco. I'm going to go low because low man wins, and you cut out his legs. He's got to either hurdle you or have some sort of Houdini athleticism and balance to stay up on his feet.
And as Victoria East gets set for 2nd and 9 at the 19 of Pieper, already a minor victory no matter what happens on this drive, because after Pieper scored 28 in the first, we're under 7:30 to go in quarter number 2, and the Warriors have yet to touch the ball. I believe that's Franco coming right. It is. Turned it upfield, got to the 16, so a 3rd and 7 awaits.
Again, this Franco had 23 carries. I feel like that's a lot for high school. Sometimes you get your workhorse and you'll see 30 to 40 carries, but most carries he's had this season, because he only had 51 for the entire season and 23 of them came last night. So he's been that feature back as of late for this Victoria East team.
Let's call it 3rd and 6. They're at the 16. They need to get to the 10. Cole, shotgun. Franco behind him, trips to his left. Rolls that way, looks that way, lets it go that way, touchdown that way. The Titans are on the board.
What a throw there from Case, and Cole able to feel the pressure and deliver a good ball to Dalen King on the outside. And just like that, the Titans are on the board.
Well, a win all the way around for them now. Time of possession, and they get the points. Extra point to come. See if they actually go for 2. They do. Rolling. There's a pass interference penalty coming. They were looking for Jefferson, but Caleb, I think, tackled early, and here came the hanky.
Yeah, they go with that swinging gate formation. A lot of times the teams will actually audible out of it back into their field goal formation, but they liked the one-on-one matchup on the outside, drew a pass interference penalty, so it'll be half the distance to the goal and 2-point attempt from the 1.5.
How about the Titans here and that coaching staff saying, you know what, we got a touchdown. We're not content to just take the extra point. Let's look at the old flip card and see what it says. When you're down 22, what do? Not just content with just getting the extra point after the touchdown. Cole.
Oh, he got in. Wow.
Well, it looked a little generous from here, but again, we're up here. But in real time from this angle,
Hey, what an effort again from Cole, reading it, deciding to pull it himself, stretches for the goal line, and the officials said he got in.
No matter what I think of it, no instant replay in high school football. Let's go to break. The lead for Pieper cut to 28-8, it should be. We're back after this right here on the Warriors Network.
See you in the next town if we make it. We weren't built for being on time. Everybody knows it's gotta be a wild, wild, wild ride.
After Pieper blitzed Victoria East with 28 points in the first quarter, all of them unanswered, the Titans respond with a drive that carries into quarter number 2. And with 6:22 remaining, they now trail by 20, 28-8 after a Dalen King reception from Case and Cole, followed by a Cole 2-point conversion. The ensuing kickoff taken by Hopper at the 18. Across the 25, in the middle of the field, looking to get behind some blockers. Got a scrum, and the play blown dead right around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, you talk about that drive. 16 plays that went 81 yards.
Woo!
7:58 was what went off the clock. So a very well-sustained drive. And now can you find a stop against this Warrior offense, which is going to start at its worst field position so far tonight, but they've moved the ball with ease through those first 4 drives.
Well, if you're first-year head coach John Ford, that's exactly what you want. Problem is it came when you found yourself in a 28-point hole, which is what Pieper does to so many opponents. Hopper they keep, maybe 2, depending on the spot. Would be 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
And Brady Hopper, a very special talent in the backfield, one of 3 Warriors that will be playing in the San Antonio Sports All-Star game with Keith as well as Isaiah Champagne. Continues what a remarkable season he's having right now.
Twinge to each side for Keith. He's looking left. Now he's rolling right. Keeps and heads out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
And just a smart play there from Keith. Use your legs to pick up yards. He's keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for the big play to happen. He's not going to force it. Takes what he can get, makes it 3rd and manageable.
3rd and 4 to be exact. Sam laying that right down the plate for me. 4 yards for another set of downs as the Warriors look to add to what was once a 28-0 lead, now 28-8. Scoreboard still hasn't adjusted it. Incomplete to Andrew Grindstaff. What do you think, Sam? You think Coach Rogers punts in this case? Because I don't think he does. I think they're going.
You might be right here.
Here's Carter Noseworthy coming onto the field. So unless they fake it, I'm wrong.
I just think deep in your own territory, your defense has been playing well. Play a little bit of field position before the end of the half.
The interesting thing with Pieper is even when they're in punt formation, they're not really in punt formation. It looks like they're spreading Victoria East out. They just happen to have their punter/backup quarterback, which adds another element to it. He's on the field, so you never quite know if he's kind of going to do a running kick or there's the penalty flag. I think they're going to say maybe delay a game, but poor old Carter Norsworthy has no way of knowing. Now false start.
Well, now that it's 4th and 9 versus 4th and 4, you definitely you're almost forced to punt this one.
Right, and you're at your own 30, right? Like at this point, you're giving them an in. You're up by 20. They don't need any help, and you're essentially handing them an opportunity if you do go for it here. There's the punt. Nobody back for Victoria East, and so it takes a big Pieper bounce. Jefferson has to field it before it gets any deeper toward his goal line. And so Victoria East will start its own 14-yard line.
But that's the strategic play by Pieper. You have your backup quarterback in there. You're set up in a regular offensive formation that makes the defense say, hey, we've got to play for the fake. There's no one deep. So with Norsworthy's punt, it doesn't have to be the high booming kick. It can be the low line drive that runs all the way down there. And look what happened. You flip the field, and now the Titans start inside their own 20, a 50-yard punt.
You know what's interesting here, Sam, too, is look out. Titans put something together here, and all of a sudden we've got a totally different ball game when just moments ago it looked like we were headed toward one of those 64-63 to 7-10 kind of outcomes. Now, we could still have that, but for the meantime, Victoria East with an opportunity here. 1st and 10, not much there, maybe a yard, so 2nd and 9 coming up.
And if you're Victoria East, you took the ball to start the half. You want to take this entire clock, just like your last drive. You want to milk it all the way down, get some points, go into the locker room, and have some halftime adjustments.
They got Judson Brown in the slot. 2 receivers to our side. Cole the handoff. I believe that's Franco. Do I have it right, Mason? Did I see 32 with the ball?
This time it is Brayshawn Brown finally getting in the ball game, getting a touch.
So that's Brown's first carry of the night. Interesting that it took this long for him to get his paws on the ball.
That's the weird thing. You look at the season stats, he's almost doubling what Franco had, but last week only had 6 carries for 48 yards and a touchdown. Didn't get to talk to their coaching staff this week, so he might be coming back from an injury. We just don't know.
562 yards on the ground coming into tonight. On 3rd down, screen, nothing. Pieper ready and waiting.
Caleb.
Big play, Caleb. I'm sorry, Sam. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I was going to just say who it was, and it was Caleb Gale, 55 tackles on the year, and he read that screen perfectly, did not let Dalen King get away from him. He was tracking in his sights, and as soon as King had the ball, he pounced on him.
So with 4th and 7, Cole back to punt. Nearing 3:15 left in the half. High kick. Hopper going to let it bounce over his head. takes a brief Pieper bounce, and then the Titans able to down it. Pieper will start at its own 42-yard line, coming off its first possession in which it did not score. 4 for 4 in terms of touchdowns in the first quarter. And here's their second touch with 3:07 remaining in the quarter, just their second touch of this period.
And you look at the drives, most of them have been 5 or less plays, and they've taken less than 2.5 minutes, with their longest drive being 8 plays for 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
Well, Keith didn't like what he saw. Good coverage there by that Victoria East secondary because he had time, and when he decided to tuck and run, all he could do was tuck.
It was Maddox Kent, the sophomore, getting to him for the Titans. Had 2 sacks last week. Able to get his 3rd of the year. They might have found something on the defensive side. Forced a 3-and-out versus Pieper the last drive. Good start there for the Titan defense as well.
It's a loss of 4 at their own 38, 2nd and 14. Keith goes deep. Champagne down there. Champagne's got the catch. Single coverage, making the most of it. Isaiah Champagne is gone. 62-yard touchdown catch.
You throw it in hope. You throw it to your playmakers because Keith was blitzed. He feels the pressure, says, hey, I got a playmaker out in space, one-on-one coverage, and a great adjustment by Isaiah Champagne coming back to the ball, making the catch, and then once he's got it, he just makes all the right moves into the end zone. Second touchdown of the game for him.
Logan Lopez on to make it a 35-8 ball game. Does just that. We're back after this. Pieper restoring some order right here on the Warriors Network.
Hey Piper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building Confident Smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Sam came in alongside on a night in which the Pieper Warriors got out to a 28-0 lead after 1, and then now have a 35-8 lead following a Titans touchdown, which Pieper just answered. And as Daniel Miranda gets set to kick off, Sam, it's interesting with this Warrior offense because this is what they do so often. You think you've had them bottled up as best as they can be bottled up, right, relative to them. And then, boom, here they come with a 62-yard score. They are just – you hesitate to say that they can flip a switch, but they can flip a switch. Almost on any given play, they can hit a home run.
When you just saw that, you do everything right. You blitz the quarterback. You get the ball out of his hands quick. You've got good coverage on Champagne. The ball's underthrown. But it's just a better offensive play by Isaiah Champagne because he's got his eyes on the ball. He works back to it, makes the catch, and then when it's one-on-one with Isaiah Champagne, there's not many people that can stop a shifty, slippery player like he is, and he makes the cut all the way across the field, and there's no catching him once he gets off to the races.
Kason Cole, number 12, back in at quarterback for the Titans. I say back in. He's been in the last couple of series, but they had the one quarterback change earlier in the ball game, so something we keep an eye on every time they come out on the field. Their offense does. That Pieper D ready on 1st and 10, a loss. Nice play there by Thor Michael Bust. Name made for football, Sam.
Oh, it's a perfect name. Again, my favorite thing as a broadcaster is looking at names and making an all-American, all-district type of roster with just names.
Just based on names.
Just based on names.
Okay.
Doesn't have to have stats or anything.
Okay.
Just names. And Thor Michael Bust as a defensive lineman, too, makes it even better.
Yeah. Yeah. Last week, Pieper, in their big victory against MacArthur, the Brahmas had a running back named Joshua Speed. Would that make your list, or is that kind of too elementary?
No,
because you got a running back named Speed, so I think the makings are there. Is it the question is it creative enough to crack Sam Kamen's all districts, all conference name team?
You talk about names, and broadcasters love play on words, and so you got Speed in your name, and you're a running back. Come on, give it to me. Let's go. He just better run a 4.4 at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
If he's a power back, then we might have some issues and being like, hey, we need to rename.
Right.
We need to get a name change in you.
It's almost like the big guy at the rec league named Tiny. Always love that guy. Incomplete on second and 10, for the Titans, and so now just like that, 3rd and 10, and we still got 1:58 to go. So right now, if you're Victoria East, you worry about giving the ball back to Pieper, who for the moment right now, assuming they don't use one here on to get the ball back, they got all 3 of their timeouts left, and for this Warrior offense, 1:58, an absolute eternity.
Well, and the scoreboard's showing 2 timeouts for Victoria East. I thought Nick Rogers took the timeout trying to give his offense another chance, another crack at it before the half, making sure they don't let off the gas.
Well, another penalty is that we're looking for Jefferson. Cole's pass too high, though, but it appears, based on the fact that Pieper jumped, although, Michael Buss doing what any good defensive lineman does after he jumps. It says, no, it was them. They moved. We'll see if the officials buy it.
They did not, and Michael Buss is going to come out to the sideline after being the guilty party.
We jinxed him, Sam. That's our fault. We'll take that one, Thor. We'll take that one off your hands.
We have the commentators jinx a good number of times. We start talking good about one person, and then sometimes – it works right into our hands, and sometimes it doesn't. So
along those lines, Sam, have you caught yourself in a situation where, let's say, a field goal kicker is lining up for a game-winning kick and he hasn't missed yet? Will you purposely not say he's perfect on the season because you don't want the jinx to strike?
Oh man,
incomplete. By the way, as Sam answers this, incomplete, meaning we got 4th and 5 coming up for the Titans at their own 22.
You got to set it up though. You've got to be ready for. You got to let the audience know he hasn't missed, and if he misses, then you feel bad. But if you make it, then you said, hey, he hasn't missed. Why was he going to miss there? You're just stating the facts.
Yeah, I'm with you. But then you feel bad. At least I do if he misses.
Oh, we feel terrible because we want to promote positivity and optimism versus trying to jinx people in a bad way.
152, and per the scoreboard, you might be right, Sam, but per the scoreboard, it's 3 timeouts for Pieper as Andrew Grindstaff lets this one bounce. It goes out of bounds. Piper's going to have it at its own 30 with 1:45 remaining in the first half, and as we've said multiple times here in the last couple of minutes, that not a problem whatsoever for this Warrior offense. It's a unit that scored 75 last week, 49 the week before against New Braunfels, 56 before that against Seguin. Smithson Valley, they put up 39. They put up 35 on Wagner, scored 42 against Davenport, 38 versus Johnson, and they opened the season with 38 on the Greyhounds from Bernie. So explosive all the way around with playmakers all over the field, 145 to go 70 yards.
Yeah,
and 3 timeouts to boot.
Yeah, in short, after listing all those, they're averaging almost 47 points per game, and they've scored 30 in every single matchup.
Keith, over the middle, there's Hopper. Quick pickup of right around 20. Exactly 20, because they're going to mark it at the 50. And you see Pieper, they play with great pace anyway, so this not hurry up by their standards. This is the way they would play if there was 1:35 left in the first quarter. They're lined up quickly. 4 receivers to Caden Keith's right. Ethan Palmer, the lone receiver, to the left. Keith goes deep. Champagne's down there. Nearly picked. Incomplete.
He did a good job of staying in the pocket there, but kind of threw that one off his back foot, getting the Titans getting a little pressure into his grill and throws it across the middle. And sometimes those across the middle balls they're just dangerous because you see a Titan player coming across coverage trying to make the pick, and even there, it could have been a big hit against Isaiah Champagne. Luckily, just an incomplete pass.
Deuces wild on that play. Caleb Jefferson, number 2 for Titans. Another pass that was nearly picked. This one almost intercepted by Noah Shepard. But just to finish the thought, previous play, it was number 2 Caleb Jefferson who broke up the pass, intended for number 2 Isaiah Champagne. And so now after 2 straight incompletions, 3rd and 10 for the Warriors at midfield.
Yeah, just threw that one behind Brady Hopper on that halfback angle route. And it hit Shepard in the hands, just couldn't hang on to it.
Trips, they're stacked to the right. That's the way Keith is rolling. Incomplete, looking for Isaiah Champagne. 3 straight incompletions for the Warriors, and now they've got 4th and 10 at the 50. And now, I don't know if this is much of a decision for Coach Nick Rogers, but 4th and 10, you're at midfield, and there's still a minute 3 left in this quarter. This half.
They're going to switch out Keith with Norsworthy.
Norsworthy handles punting duties.
But again, you're at midfield. This could be fake territory because you're kind of in no man's land, but you don't want to give Victoria East a short field to possibly score before the end of the half.
Well, because of the incompletion, the clock stuck at 1:03. Bad snap. Norsworthy, it looked like he was going to punt it anyway, but didn't even get a chance to do that. And Victoria East going to have it at the Pieper 40 with 57 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because, like you said, it looks like it's just a bad snap that causes Norsworthy to – luckily, he just gets the ball because if you miss the ball, then it could be a scramble and scoop and score opportunity. Instead, I'm even going, do we write that down as a turnover on downs? Because you just don't know if that was an intended punt or not.
Yeah. And truth be told, Norsworthy could have the option. Hey, if they do this, then go ahead and fake it. Throw it. Cole, deep. Incomplete. Looking for Braylon Vasquez.
Sudden change opportunity there for Victoria East, and they just haven't been able to get anything going. Did they have too many men on the field, or was that just a?
Yep.
You know what the penalty was for the offense?
I think I did hear the public address announcer say too many men on the field. I think you were right.
Because the way he had his signal across the chest, I thought it was 12 men on the field, which you don't see that often for an offense. But I guess against this Pieper Warriors defense, the way things have gone tonight, you might need an extra man.
Well, either way you slice it, they're back at the Pieper 45, 1st and 15. Shotgun for Cole. I believe that's Franco. Back to the line of scrimmage.
Clock's going to run, and there's no urgency on the Victoria East sideline.
You know what I was thinking before they snapped, Sam? I was thinking this is the power of the Pieper offense, I think. I think Victoria doesn't want to throw it for fear of the Warriors getting one more shot. You know, I obviously I'm not down there. I don't have a headset on. Well, I do have a headset on. I don't have a Victoria East headset on. But I'm wondering if Coach Ford is thinking, you know what, let's not give them another opportunity. Just run it. And so now a timeout taken. The Titans do take it with 12 and a half left to go. And 2nd and 15.
Yeah, I'm just confused by the play call. I know you're trying to guard against a offense, but then again, you're looking at a scoreboard that sees yourself down 35-8. You don't get the ball at the start of the second half. You've got to make something happen. Again, this is must-win territory for Victoria East this week and next week if they want to make the playoffs.
So let's play it out. Let's say it was 1st and 15, right? So let's say on 1st and 15 they threw incomplete. The clock stops, and it's 2nd and 15 with 42 seconds to go. Now it's 2nd and 15. Do you still go, or do you run at that point? Because if you go, Pieper can take another timeout on the incompletion, and now you giving them a chance with roughly 30 seconds to go, considering they've got all 3 of their timeouts left. So if you play it out, maybe Coach Ford thinking, let me eliminate that possibility. We'll run. We'll see how they react. If they take a timeout and they want to get the ball back, well, now we know that we can't just run out the clock. Just thinking. Cole, incomplete. Again, looking for Vasquez. Would have been a 10-yard pickup had Vasquez held on and then been tackled there at the spot. But it's academic now. 3rd and 15 with 6 seconds remaining.
And that's probably why he ran that ball, took the play clock all the way down, called timeout, because now this is for sure the last play of this first half. And the Warriors making some changes to make sure they've got some ball hawks in the end zone with Isaiah Champagne, Drake, and I think the third one is
Chris Vivians is back there. He wears number 3. He's at the 10. But, yeah, to your point, Sam, they've got 3 guys just sitting at the goal line. Champagne and Drake, 2 of them. Out of bounds, clock hit 0. We're at the half. Fantastic first quarter for Pieper. They actually lose the second quarter 8-7, but when you score 4 times and all of them 7 in the first 12 minutes, you're going to be just fine. 35-8 as we go to the intermission. Pieper Warriors well positioned to improve to 9-0 in 2024. Halftime is next. You're watching the Warriors Network.
Not the fun part of being a dad, but I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me.
Concerning you?
Yeah. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella, and
Arlo?
I wasn't eavesdropping. He's always watching you. His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah, Arlo. I heard you guys talking about him.
Arlo.
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. We were talking about how great they are and how safe they make me feel. Arlo's not a boy.
Well, that's a boy's name.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that. It's a camera. Named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Thank you to all of the cafeteria workers for making all of the food for all of us. I love that they always have a smile on their face and they're always very nice.
Thank you so much for showing up early and making fabulous breakfast and then moving on to yummy lunch. You are doing all the work to send our kids out on their day full and ready to learn.
Thank you so much to all of our cafeteria staff. We truly appreciate all your hard work to make us meals and get us through our days at school.
Thank you so much for being an important part of our school community. Your efforts to keep our kids happy and healthy and fed day in and day out is truly commendable.
We want to say thank you to some of the hardest working people in the district. Happy School Lunch Appreciation Week to all of you. Thank you for your patience, your kindness, and your love.
Thank you so much for just bringing us food and just keeping us fed and healthy throughout the school year. Even when it may be hard, you always come through.
I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of our cafeteria workers.
You work tirelessly to provide the nutrition our students need to thrive each and every day in all of our classrooms.
I just want to say thank you to all the cafeteria members that are waking up every morning to serve us food. I'm very grateful for them.
We appreciate all that you do for our students, making sure that they have nutritious lunches and breakfasts every day to make sure that they grow up to be healthy adults.
From joining PTA to dressing up during holidays and knowing what choice kids like is just one of the many things that our cafeteria crew does.
Thank you for all the cafeteria workers who provide healthy breakfasts and yummy lunches for all the students around the world, and I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you to each and every one of you who feed our students every day. My own grandmother did the same job in a cafeteria for many years. So I appreciate you, I thank you, we love you.
I am actually going to Abilene Christian University and I will be minoring in entrepreneurship. I joined Incubator my junior year of high school, and my sophomore year of high school I joined fashion design. Through my CTE program I've been able to learn great qualities through just learning how to start my own business, leadership skills, and also with just communications in general. I've been able to learn qualities such as public speaking and other things. I believe that CTE has a lot of opportunities that will help you in the real world, that will give you a real feel of how you can pursue a future in those careers.
When I first started getting into picking my classes, I knew I wanted to do something where I could work with my hands. So I started that at a young age, working with my dad in his shop. As I kept going into shop, I started learning more and more about self-discipline, thinking about what I'm doing as I'm doing it. It's a great life skill to have. After I graduate, I'm going to use everything I have learned in the shop class, as well as FFA in a whole, to continue my career in welding. I found my people, my family, and what I enjoyed doing, and it set me up for my life to figure out the correct life plan for me and what I wanted to do.
My journey to become a teacher started at a very young age. I was lucky enough to be born into a family of 2 ag teachers, and I got the opportunity to see how many lives that they get to touch for the better. And it's something that from an early age just resonated with me, and something that I was passionate about, and something that I really wanted to get involved with, because of the opportunity that you have to help so many people, to help grow young people, make them successful, and give them the opportunities to succeed and be good people, good young adults, and successful in their lives. In our program here at Canyon Lake High School, it's about giving them the opportunities, and we have so many to offer. We have opportunities for them to work in this shop, to get a skill, get a welding skill, learn metal fabrication skills, take those skills and apply them further in life, in jobs, in their careers. And without us here, a lot of those opportunities don't arise for most of these students.
Today, we are recognizing our unsung heroes, our custodial and maintenance workers. Our custodians are the people who turn the lights on, clean throughout the day, and have facilities ready for the next morning. District-wide, they're responsible for cleaning 5.1 million square feet of building space. Our maintenance workers specialize in areas including plumbing, electric, HVAC, carpentry, welding, landscaping, and more. They are on call in case of an emergency, and many times they start their day with a list of repairs in hand. They travel throughout our 589 square miles, and they complete between 10,000 to 12,000 work orders every year. I personally want to say thank you to each of these unsung heroes, and I encourage you to take some time to do the same. Truly, together, we are growing greatness.
To the ends of the earth I will. I'll follow you where the horizon meets the sunrise, if that's just what you choose to do. If you choose to love
Not the fun part of being a dad, but I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me.
Concerning you?
Yeah. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella, and
Arlo?
I wasn't eavesdropping. He's always watching you. His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah, Arlo. I heard you guys talking about him.
Arlo.
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. We were talking about how great they are and how safe they make me feel. Arlo's not a boy.
Well, that's a boy's name.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera. Named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Hey Piper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building Confident Smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Legacy Social Officers are President Will McCleary, Vice President Mondo Morales, Head Social Committee Chair Bobby Delgado, Legacy of the Week Molly Ryman, Golden Heart of the Week Ivy Bryant. Today they'll be performing a very special and entertaining dance just for you. Please put your hands together for the real fighters of the Pieper Dance Program. electric and lighting contractors, Lone Star Electric, Raul Rodriguez Law, San Martin Orthodontics, and Texas Hunter Products. Our success is the byproduct of your investment into dance education at Pieper. Ladies and gentlemen, please give one more round of applause for our Pieper High School dance team. We would also like to recognize our amazing Pieper cheer. Cheerleader of the week is Kara Stark. The Pieper cheer team is under the direction of Susie Mansfield with assistance by Cheyenne Barnes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, returning class of 2024, welcome to our homecoming halftime celebration. As we gather here under the bright lights of our beloved stadium, let us take a moment to appreciate the magic of this special occasion as we first recognize our first graduating class, the class of 2024, represented by returning student body president and 2023 Emperor Lincoln Seuss. Please stand for a homecoming welcome in honor of our first alumni class, the class of 2024. Just like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, we've all traveled our own unique paths to get here, but today we find ourselves united, celebrating the spirit of our school and the friendships that feel like home. There's no place like homecoming. It's a time to reconnect with old friends, make new memories, and revel in the pride of our school community as we celebrate our homecoming court. Let us now welcome our underclassmen, dukes and duchesses, who were selected by their peers as examples of being true warriors. Representing the freshman class of 2028, Duke Emilio Moncayo and Duchess Peyton Richardson. Representing the sophomore class of 2027, Duke Morton Ott and Duchess Aaliyah Johnson. They have been working all month to demonstrate the true character of the Warrior Nation by participating in actions of leadership, spirit, service, and community. Please welcome our senior Royal Court, Ms. Chikozi Oyanagata and Mr. John Hamilton. Miss Alea Stubbs and Mr. Jonathan Aber. Miss Ava Trevino and Mr. Holt Miller. Miss Ava Wilson and Mr. Benjamin Wonke. As we continually build tradition, each year the senior court will take part in an initiative to raise funds for Foundation as part of fulfilling the warrior value of service during the homecoming week. This year's recipient is the Seth Strong Foundation. The Seth Strong Foundation is a non-profit organization that provides support to local families in Spring Branch, Texas and surrounding areas experiencing a life-threatening illness of a child. 100% of donations received benefit local families with gifts, granted based on family nominations, as well as scholarships awarded to high school graduating seniors. In total, the 2024 Senior Royal Court raised $6,630 for this charity. Joining us on the field this evening from the Seth Strong Foundation are Stephanie Johnson and Tennille Fontaine. Presenting the check on behalf of the Senior Royal Court is Principal Jaime Alvarez Calderon and Student Council sponsors Julissa Sanchez and Spencer Cox. Thank you to our Senior Royal Court for exemplifying the warrior value of community service. And now, after tabulating the results and votes, your 2024 Homecoming King is John Hamilton! And now your 2024 Homecoming Queen is Ava Trevino! As we cheer for our Homecoming King and our Royal Court and celebrate the hard work they put into this endeavor, let's all take a moment to honor our alumni who have paved the way for us and continue to inspire future generations. Thank you to the fashion, print, and art classes, our Warrior, NJROTC, Sword Arch, and Color Guard, the Mighty Band of Warriors, Spirit, and Athletic programs, our dedicated faculty and staff, our community of family, neighbors, and friends, and the Pieper Warrior Student Council for making homecoming a success. Just like the yellow brick road led Dorothy home, let us continue to walk together on this path of tradition and camaraderie. So let's make some noise, show your spirit, wave those pom-poms, and remember, no matter where life takes us, we'll always have this moment, because there's truly no place like homecoming.
Oh, he just turned him down. Just turned him down. He did. Yeah.
Back here on the Warriors Network. Second half action. Hope you enjoyed homecoming night, and John King delivers on the field, and then off the field, Sam Kamen, homecoming king on this homecoming night. John winning the honors. His Pieper Warriors winning the fight on the field as well, I should say. 35-8 on Victoria East. And want to get your thoughts, Sam, on a first half in which Pieper took on a Titans team that came in a must-win type situation in terms of playoff aspirations, and the Warriors really getting out in a hurry, 28-0 before Victoria East knew what hit them.
Well, and it was set, the tempo was set by the defense. Raj Lopez with 2 interceptions in that first quarter. That set up plenty of short fields for this offense. You look at what Keith did in that first half, 11 for 18, 162 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 of which went to Isaiah Champagne, who had 5 of those receptions for 97 yards, just a little bit under his season total in that first half. He averages almost 100 yards per game, had 97 in that first half. And again, the defense really wreaking havoc against the Titans, holding them to only 107 total yards.
Pooch kick by the Titans to begin half number 2. Brady Hopper fields, and so the Warriors will start as if they needed any help at their own 40-yard line. Pieper getting the ball first here in the second half after Victoria East got the ball initially. As Sam mentioned, it would be for naught in terms of any positivity, because Raja Lopez getting the pick on the very first play from scrimmage, and then from there, a snowball effect for the rest of that first quarter. So 35-8 as Brady Hopper goes in motion, gets the handoff, a couple yards across the 40, 2nd and 7.
And they were still very aggressive on the ground. He had about 13 rushes to just 18 passes in that first half for Pieper. And this has been known as more of that pass-happy offense. Well, over the last couple games, you've seen them be more balanced with the rush attempts and ratio to pass attempts.
And you got to figure, Sam, a lot of that is because of the time of the year they're coming up on. Brady Hopper across midfield, first on yardage. Inside, I was going to say inside what appears to be the Victoria East 45, but they're going to mark it at exactly the 45. New set of downs either way you slice it. And as is usually the case, Pieper hurrying, playing with pace, already ready to snap it here at the Titans 45. Keith looking right, over the middle, lets it go. Champagne on the slant. Champagne with another touchdown. 10:44 to go, still in the third quarter. So meaning a minute 16 into the frame, the Pieper Warriors have themselves another touchdown.
And guess who? As Isaiah Champagne, his 3rd tutty of the game, and the senior, the UIW commit, continues his excellence, just running right over the top of the defense, and Caden Keith just laying it in the breadbasket.
Daniel Miranda on for the point after. Snap, hold, kick. Good. Just came back from break. Let's take another one. 10:44 still to go in quarter number 3. The Pieper Warriors extending 42-8 right here on Victoria East. You're watching the Warriors Network.
Who's going to decide if this generation carries on our way of life? All of us. Hui, Western Original.
Well, if you happen to be here at Warrior Coliseum and, like, let's say you're watching us on your phone or what have you, and, like, you know, you stepped out, you were late coming back to your seat from the concession stand or just, quick trip to the restroom, you missed something.
And you missed a lot, too.
Yeah, another Warrior touchdown. Kickoff there, out of bounds. Did it go out of bounds there, Sam? I think they're going to spot at the 35, if I'm not mistaken. So
it's the equivalent of going out of bounds. They just asked for a fair catch.
Gotcha. They asked for the fair catch. That's what I missed. So you missed a touchdown, 45-yarder from Caden Keith to Isaiah Champagne. And with that, the Warriors extending to a 34-point lead. It is, you look at the season ledger, outside of the first 4 games since then, Pieper has put up at least 39 every single outing since then as Jefferson tries to come right. Penalty marker on the flag.
And this one looks to be going back.
Or penalty marker on the play, I should say. Flag on the play.
Yeah, it's been impressive because you're looking back and even they've scored 30 every single matchup, but coming off that bye week, 56 versus Seguin, 49 versus New Braunfels, 75 versus MacArthur, and already with 42 tonight. This offense continues to click at a higher level than even what their last year's team did, because they averaged just about 37 points per game, and they're pushing almost 50 points per game now.
The give, Franco to the 31. Yep, to that point, Sam, they have not scored less than 38 points in any game this season. And they've gotten better. Well, 35, excuse me. Scored less than 35 in any game. They started the year with the pair of 38-point outings, both wins. Of course, they're both wins. They're undefeated coming in. But other than that, 42 against Davenport, and then to your point, Seguin 56, New Braunfels 49, and let's not forget before that, in the bye week, putting up 39 on a good Smithson Valley defense. Caleb Jefferson out in the flat, far side, maybe a yard past the line of scrimmage.
But as good as this offense has been, you got to give credit to the defense, and it seems like what they did last week, again, it's a MacArthur team that has really struggled, but you're looking at what they've done, again, in this game. You're holding teams to just 7 points last week, 8 points right now, and this is a lot of the games have been very high scoring, and so seeing the defense really perform well and keep the scoring low is a good sign for this Warriors team.
Well, a nice job, Caleb Jefferson, of coming back and getting that ball on 3rd and 11. Nice pass for Kason Cole, getting out of trouble and being able to complete that one. So a new set of downs on 3rd and long. The Titans able to convert. They've got it at their own 47.
And Jefferson, again, has been their go-to target. 3 catches for 32 yards in the first half.
Deceiving on Jefferson's end, only 108 yards receiving coming in. Of course, their big play receiver not in action tonight, as you see King taking it down the sideline. And finishing the thought there on their big play receiver, Tyree Terrell, not in action tonight. Terrell, 310 yards receiving through their 7 games this season, 24 receptions. He scored 3 times, so without his services tonight.
And even Judson Brown, a senior that had 8 receptions, 93 yards, and a touchdown versus Champion, he hasn't seen a pass go his way.
2nd and 6, Jefferson again.
And it makes sense, though. You've got Bennett King on the outside shadowing Judson Brown, and so it's opened up Caleb Jefferson, and Dalen King to be more of the role players and go-to targets for Case and Cole. But, you know, this Warriors defense has continued to kind of be that bend, don't break mentality, winning up front and doing a good job on the back end in coverage too.
3rd down, 6 yards to go. Cole, incomplete, looking for Vasquez. A little too low. And so you're wondering if this is, at least I am, if this is probably no man's land, right, Sam? You go here on 4th and 4 from your own 40, from the Pieper 47?
I think you've got to go. Forget where the markers are at. I think, again, this is must-win territory, and the way your defense has failed to stop this Warriors offense, it doesn't matter if you're going to play field position with them. You got to score points, and punting the ball is just not going to do it.
Well, Cole does just that. Warriors special teams almost got to it. Takes a bounce inside the 10, so this ends up being a pretty good punt. Very good punt, actually. The Warriors were going to start at their own 2-yard line.
Well, talk about playing the field position battle. Now, I guess you can get 2 points if you can somehow get a tackle for loss. A nice punt there from Cole, a 45-yard punt inside the 20 all the way to the 2-yard line. So now it's just a chance for this Warriors offense to show, hey, we can take a short field and put it in the end zone. Now you got a chance to go the full length of the field and showcase all the offense that you have.
Pieper program that has state championship aspirations, coming off a regional final and returning just about everybody. Well, not just about everybody. The big loss at quarterback is John Hamilton just barely gets out of the end zone. Lost a yard, so they're going to face 2nd and 11 at the 1. But a Pieper program that returns plenty of talented young men from a team that went all the way to within a game of the state semifinals last year.
Yeah, they returned 9 starters from the offense. You can see why they're putting so many points up on the board, averaging almost 47 points per game.
Keith.
Oh.
Incomplete. They were looking down the sideline for Cash Lancaster.
The funny thing about Cash this year is he doesn't have as many receptions, 8 receptions for 243 yards, but 8 of those receptions have turned into 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Including he had 3 receptions last week, 2 of which were touchdowns. If he catches that ball, he's streaking down their sideline for another touchdown.
On 3rd down, Keith needs to get out of the end zone. He didn't. I'm waiting the signal. There it comes. Yep. Safety.
Well, I guess my proposition about, hey, do you go for it from midfield or do you punt it is completely wrong, because a good, solid job by this Titans defense to get a tackle for loss, escape disaster with the drop there from Lancaster, and then good coverage down the field, and the pass rush gets to Caden Keith, and hey, you get 2 points. Now you get the ball. Again, you're still down 32, but signs of improvement.
And the Titans 10 points coming in the odd way. Not a field goal and a touchdown, but instead a touchdown to 2, and then 2 more on the safety. So 6:21 to go. The Titans will get the ball back. They're down by 32. Chance to put a little bit of a dent, real dent, potentially into this lead. Of course, even with 7, or let's say even with 8, still looking at a 24-point ball game. But for the time being, an opportunity here.
4-possession game.
One at a time, right?
Exactly.
Take them one at a time. Can't get 4 before you get the 1. Or until after you get the 1, I should say.
Play by play, brick by brick.
Logan Lopez kicking from the 20. Fielded at the 27 of the Titans. Nice special teams. And Caleb Jefferson, who else? With the return for the Titans, doing everything for that Victoria East Ball Club tonight. Shades of, for those of you who are of a certain age, the football scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Jefferson, 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 Jefferson. So we've got tonight Caleb Jefferson, the big play guy for the Titans. Been everywhere, but right now his squad facing a 42-10 hole about midway through the third quarter. Cole, trouble with the snap, has to get rid of it.
Yeah, that play was kind of doomed from the start with the low snap. Cole has got everything after that order of operation is rushed because you're just worried about getting the ball up and getting your eyes back to your keys, and has a guy in the flat, but because of that low snap causes the misfunction of that play.
Braylon Vasquez, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10. Titans have been at their most effective. Whoa, busting across is Will Potts. Will knocking some folks over.
So was Thor Michael Bus.
Michael bust in on that too. Thor's just a physical player, and what else would you expect with a name like Thor?
Or the last name Michael Bust.
Or Michael Bust, yeah.
It's a double whammy.
It is.
He got the false start call this time. It was not encroachment or offsides.
Able to plead his case successfully. I think he might be the MVP on your all-name team.
Oh.
He's up there. He's a finalist at the very least, right?
He's got to be, especially from the San Antonio area schools.
Vasquez coming around left there on that little jet sweep end around. Maybe to the 30. We'll see where they spot it.
I'd have to go through all the different spotting charts and just the different rosters to go through and just look at names, because it's so much fun for us, at least.
Yeah, it is great when you come across a fantastic name like that and you're like, oh, Cash is a fantastic name.
It sure is. We haven't called his name a bunch today, but
Pieper's got two of them, Cash Maroney and Cash Lancaster. Of course, we did call Lancaster's name moments ago, intended for King here. Dalen, with a valiant effort, tried to hold up, reach back behind him, but not able to keep his footing. Tough to do so with all that momentum going forward. 3rd and 15 coming up for the Titans.
Yeah, he was open in the zone, kind of a seam up the middle, and just a throw that was a little bit behind now with Carlin Helms in the backfield, taking snaps at quarterback.
Trips to the right for backup quarterback now. That was not Cole who got hit as he threw. It was Carlin Helms. There's a penalty back in the offensive backfield.
And this might be that hit you're talking about for roughing the passer.
Sure is.
And I didn't see the hit, but Helms was still on his feet, so the only thing I can think of is maybe the hit caught him in the helmet. You've seen a lot of those. If you get hit in the head or neck area, it's going to be a free 15 and a first down. Mason Stanley, our stats and spotter for the day, said he did indeed get hit in the helmet, so good eyes there from up top.
Kason Cole back in at quarterback. Believe that's Franco with the carry. We'll verify here shortly. It is. See 32 getting up off the turf.
And you got to applaud this. You don't call it front seven with this 3-3-5. You call it the front six there in the trenches for the Warriors. They held this Titans rush attack to just 30 yards on the ground in the first half, and this is a team that wants to run the ball. They're usually running for about 146 yards per game, coming off a season high over 200 yards last week.
Well, they gave Franco a yard on the previous play, gets more on this one, about 6 or 7 more depending on the spot. They're going to say he got to the 45 of Pieper. Brings up 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. No, markers at the 42, so let's call it 3rd and 3. Talking about that front 6, Nino Spina, one of those guys, Caleb Gale. Thor Michael Bust, said his name plenty. Josh Menchaca, Will Potts, among the guys who make up that first 6, along with the secondary help that comes from guys like Cash Maroney, Jackson Hopper, Chris Vivians, Raja Lopez. Cole throws, Vasquez complete. First down, still on his feet, near the 30 of Pieper.
Yeah, they've tried to get the ball out to Braylon Vasquez, but haven't really gotten the ball for him in space quite so often. But you see why he's such a dynamic player that plays both ways for this Titans team. Able to make a couple Warrior defenders miss in space and moves the chains for Victoria East.
Oh, remember back to the first half, the only touchdown that the Titans have scored came on a long drive. Went, if I'm not mistaken, 7+ minutes.
Yeah, 7 minutes, 58 seconds.
There we go. Went nearly 8 minutes. Vasquez again. Screen to the left. Top of your screen. Gets to the 30, so 3rd and long coming for the Titans.
And this
2nd and long, excuse me. Thank you, Mason. That was first.
And this drive started with 6:16 on the clock, so approaching the 4-minute mark of the drive and play number 8.
As Sam has mentioned a couple of times tonight, this a must-win for the Titans if they want to keep those playoff hopes alive. Pass complete up top. Immediately rushed out of bounds. Believe that's Judson Brown up there. Looks like a 14. 3rd and 5. Look at the district standings. Pieper, Smithson Valley certainly on their way to the postseason. The Rangers on their way to another victory tonight came in facing MacArthur. Well on their way to 7-2.
Yeah, that game's 63-0 going into the 4th quarter with the Rangers all over the Brahmas at home.
Cole incomplete. Looking for King. And then also in the mix for a playoff spot, you got New Braunfels, who up until a couple of weeks ago was unbeaten in district play, but they've had the misfortune of having to go against Pieper and Smithson Valley in back-to-back weeks. Seguin also in the mix. Wagner in this district as well. And then you get to Victoria East with really Bernie, Champion, and MacArthur, the only squads in the district that don't have a shot at the postseason. So within that jumbled mix of 6 teams, Victoria East needing a win tonight to stay in the picture. Franco hit in the backfield. Caleb Gale not able to bring him down, but we do have a penalty marker.
Illegal formation, so it doesn't matter because it'll be a turnover on downs. Good stop there by this Warriors defense. Can they continue to hold strong? Only giving up really, that was the second long extended drive for Victoria East. And you, again, talk about what they did in the first half. 81 of the 106 total yards came on that touchdown drive. So you take that away, this Warriors defense has dominated the ball game.
And that's often the thing when you come across teams that kind of hover around that 500 mark. You know, in the Titans' case, they're 3-5 as Brady Hopper gets the carry near the 30. The problem that plagues most teams that are kind of right around that 500 mark is consistency. You know, they'll be able to go on long drives. Their issue, though, more often than not, is they do it once per game as opposed to 4 times, 5 times a game, you know, or once a quarter as opposed to, you know, once a game. You know, and those are the types of things that separate the very good teams, aside from the obvious talent difference. You know, the good teams from the teams that, you know, struggle at 3-5 or a 4-3 or whatever the record may be, as Hopper gets the touch again. Clock goes under 20 seconds, and as Caden Keith and that offense look to the sideline, I'm wondering if Coach Rogers is totally content to just, yep, he's waving them over to the sideline. That will be the final play of quarter number 3. We go to the fourth. Pieper with the ball and in command, on their way to a 9-0 regular season right here on the Warriors Network. We're back from the Warrior Coliseum with the fourth quarter.
Hey Piper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building Confident Smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Warriors Network, first play of the fourth quarter goes to Brady Hopper. Little pitch, which counts as a pass, good enough for a first down. 3 straight, if not run plays officially, Sam. Plays that are very run-oriented, as I think Coach Nick Rogers, sitting on a 42-10 lead, is content to just, hey, let's keep the clock running, let's get out of here. We got one more game next week, to complete the regular season, and then the real fun begins.
Yeah, the real fun begins when playoff time comes, and a win tonight gives you a share for the district title, something that they're trying to do back-to-back years, try to go undefeated in district play like they did a year ago. And, you know, we knew the big one was going to be against Smithson Valley. But not only were they dominant in the district play, but they've been dominant even being tested in the non-district play. We talked about it when they played Wagner and Davenport. Those were really tough teams because you play a Bernie team that's gone to a state championship just 2 years ago. Johnson, a 6A power. Davenport went to the state semifinals a year ago, and then you get thrusted into this new district with Smithson Valley making the jump from Division II to Division I, and a lot of questions were, can they handle the physicality? Can they handle the talent jump? Well, 9 offensive starters returning. You got your talent all back, and they've improved from last year. You're seeing it in the numbers. The physicality, you're seeing it on display tonight and every single game before tonight as well. they're poised for another deep run.
On 3rd and 3, Brady Hopper, a first down carry. They needed 3 and they got 4, maybe 5. But, you know, Sam, I remember talking to Coach Nick Rogers before that Davenport game. And he said, you know, we told ourselves preseason we're going to know a lot more about our club 3 weeks in because of how you mentioned they opened with Bernie, then Johnson, then Davenport, Keith, Champagne, slant complete into Titan territory at the 42 and enough for another first down. So a second straight play in which Pieper gains a first down. And then they go into that Davenport game, which was at Davenport. And yes, the Wolves, they lost their quarterback, Daniel Sokup, early. Also lost their stud running back, Barrett Fallon, early. Crossing route incomplete. Looking for Champagne again. This time, though, Noah Shepard there defensively to bring up 2nd and 10 with 9:52. And, you know, even with those injuries, I think it's safe to say, I know we did that game together, even with those injuries, it was very obvious that Pieper was the better team that night. And let's be honest, and this is with no bias, as Keith looked like he was going to go downfield, instead a little dump off, the check down penalty marker on the play, so we'll see if it stands.
It's going to be ineligible man downfield.
Yeah.
A couple of the linemen thought that Keith was going to take off and run.
So Grindstaff, no catch, no official catch on that play. But I think it's safe to say that, you know, in watching that game, Pieper was the better team. Piper's been the better team throughout the season. There haven't been many teams in Greater San Antonio who can lay claim to being better than Pieper this year. But after those 3 games, I think it was safe to say that Nick Rogers and his Pieper Warrior team knew that, you know what, we're going to be pretty good and we're going to be fine handling expectations, because one more thing that stuck out to me that Coach Rogers said was, you know, last year when we went on that great run, 12-2. Here's Keith again, screen. Here's Hamilton inside the 45 of the Titans. He said when we went 12-2 last year, we didn't have any expectations. We were coming off a 2-8 season. He goes, this year we've got expectations, and I'm curious to see how we fare with those expectations. Well, 8 3/4 of the season in, I think they've handled them pretty well.
Yeah, and again, they handled the expectations well. You go from hunting people to being the hunted, and they've staved off every single opponent. The only opponent that they were hunting in the build up to this season was Smithson Valley. And Dave Campbell's projected Smithson Valley 1, Pieper number 2 in the district. Even you look at from a regional standpoint in Region 4, those 2 teams were the projected teams to be in the regional final, with Smithson Valley beating Pieper. Well, you see the precursor in district play, the Pieper Warriors win in a classic versus the Smithson Valley Rangers, but this is a team that's going to know, hey, we've got to take care of our business each and every week to get to that point, because they still have the memory of, we beat Liberty Hill in district play, we get to the regional final, and they got the better of us.
Yeah.
And this is, again, you go the battle of, I don't know what it's officially called, the Battle of Comal ISD, or what the rivalry soon to be with Smithson Valley is going to be called, but they know that it's a veteran team in Smithson Valley that has been there, done that, state runner-ups a year ago. They're not going to go quietly into the night and say, hey, Pieper, you're a new program, let's give you some success, go have your state chance.
Andrew Grindstaff finds a soft spot, and on 3rd and 12, able to haul in a reception worthy of a first down. Now at the Titan 27, we go under 8:20 remaining in the ball game. Over the middle, looking for Grindstaff again, incomplete. Yeah, and I think that's something we're all excited to see potentially. It's Smithson Valley and Pieper again, because I think what the first game gave us was an absolute thrill, back and forth. Pieper at some moments was in control, Smithson Valley getting out to an early lead, and then Pieper taking control, then Smithson Valley coming back and seizing that control back before the Warriors made the big plays down the stretch, and just a fun game all the way around in a 39-36 outcome. And so here we are thinking that we'll see it again. Second and 10. Keith, Grindstaff, near the sideline, pushed out of bounds at right around the 13-yard line. Clock stops with 8:06 remaining. First down for the Warriors. Trips to the right. Ethan Palmer, the lone receiver, up top. Put Grindstaff in motion. Keith the give to Hopper. Hopper still on his feet coming across. And so the Warriors not only melting away what's left of this game clock as we go near 7:40, but also on their way to 6 more in a 42-10 ball game. Keith intercepted, and a chance for a pick six the other way. Can Brady Hopper make the stop? Attempted tackle, no. And oh my goodness, back the other end, 92 yards for Khalil Prater. How's that for a turn of events?
What a play there for this Titan defense. And it's the one mistake that Keith has made all game, just underthrows the quick dump off to his tight end, and Prater right below him and able to make not just Keith miss, but Hopper miss, and takes it all the way. That's a 14-point swing for this Victoria East team, even though it looks to be a little too late.
On for the extra point is Jaden Aguirre. Boots it through. We step aside. 42-17 our score. 7:16 remain between the Pieper Warriors and a 9-0 record. Back after this. Well, funny thing happened on the way to the Warriors getting their 48th and 49th points of the ball game. Pick six for Victoria East, and thanks to Prater's 92-yard score, it is now 42-17 following the extra point. Isaiah Champagne back to receive the kick.
And I'm still kind of surprised there that Victoria East does not go for two there. Again, still probably a little too late, but it's a 32-point game, and if you can do the math quickly, it's 4 touchdowns and 4 two-point conversions. But instead you kick the extra point, keep it at a 25-point game. Now it's still a 4-possession game.
Here's the onside kick, takes a good bounce. Well, the Titans gave themselves a chance, but Pieper will take it at its own 45-yard line.
Yeah, that was a really good attempt there on the onside kick. Got the high bounce you needed, went 10 yards, and it was just a joust trying to rebound the ball, and neither team could rebound it. Goes out of bounds, but because it was touched, it'll be Pieper Warriors ball.
Well, as the Pieper offense takes the field, should note that the Warriors D is closing in on a performance that would rank as probably its second best. Maybe it's potentially its best of the season, considering, they held Davenport to 7 points. But again, as we mentioned, Sokup and Fallon missing in that ball game for the Wolves for the better part of the half. Is here coming across now as backup quarterback Carter Norsworthy. Nice job of getting inside the 30-yard line. Carter's not getting up immediately.
Looks like he took his helmet off too.
Let's step aside. When we come back, 6:58 remaining in a ball game. The Warriors lead 42-17. Watching the Warriors Network right here from Pieper High School.
To the ends of the earth I will. I'll follow you where the horizon meets the sunrise. If that's just what you choose to do. If you choose to love me, if you choose to leave.
Well, good news. Carter Norsworthy able to make his way off the field and without any help. Thing is, Caden Keith has to go back in there because of the UIL rules, in which an injured player, if time is stopped to tend to that player, he's got to leave the field for at least one game. And so Keith in there on 1st and 10 at the Titan 30. John Hamilton to give, coming left, scoots his way back toward the hash marks, brought down at right around the 22-yard line. So a couple yards shy of a first down.
I want to go back to your point about this Pieper defense and the performance they've been having. I think people forget, they only gave up 7 versus MacArthur and Davenport. But in that game versus Davenport, the only Wolves touchdown came on a missed field goal attempt. So it was a perfect shutout for the defense. Yes, they give up 1 touchdown to MacArthur, and now they've given up 1 touchdown and a pick 6 and a safety to this Victoria East team. So I don't know exactly if Coach Nick Rogers thinks the adjustments have been made for this defense, and again, quality of opponent, but you start looking into it, this defense has started to find its momentum.
Carter Norsworthy, touchdown. John Hamilton picked up a first down on 3rd and short before. Norsworthy finishes the job. 19 yards and a 48-17 Pieper lead with the extra point to come.
Well, there's no doubt that the offense continues to click on all cylinders. Doesn't matter who's behind center, as it's Carter Norsworthy using his legs and getting into the end zone.
Tanya Miranda on to make it 49-17. Mission complete. We take a break. When we come back, what we hope is the final 5:38 of regulation. The Warriors up big on Victoria East. We're back after this on the Warriors Network.
Hey Pieper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building Confident Smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Warriors Network, Pieper about to kick off to a Victoria East team that came in needing a win to stay in the playoff picture. Instead, the Warriors doing what they've done to 8 other opponents thus far. The kickoff, I should say, fielded by Noah Shepard at right around the 39, it looks like. So the Titans will start there with 5:38 remaining. We'll mark it at the 36 instead. On a night in which the Titans have 17 points, but their defense has outscored their offense. They've got 9 defensive points, 8 on a touchdown and a 2-point conversion that came in the second quarter. So to kind of piggyback on something that Sam was saying just moments ago, ball carrier there up across the 45. Jeremy Barnes, believe that's his first carry of the ball game. It's good for 9. To piggyback on what Sam was saying just moments ago, that 42-7 final, you see the 7 there on the schedule results. Well, the 7 wasn't given up by the D. It was a special team touchdown. Here you're going to see 17. 9 of those, the majority of them, were not scored by the offense. So, again, the Pieper defense with another good outing. And remember, when you see their scores in terms of the teams they've beaten, you see that they gave up 37 to Seguin and 35 to New Braunfels and 36 to Smithson Valley, 24 to Johnson, 36 to Bernie. These are very capable offenses at a time when scoring is done at a much quicker pace and higher pace than in years past in high school football.
Well, take Seguin, for example. They beat Bernie champion 73-66.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have Mason with me to do that game, but I sure would have liked to with Corey Daly.
Corey Daly.
Throwing for over 400 yards and 7 touchdowns, and he ran for a couple touchdowns as well. I mean, you've seen, and again, high school, college, not necessarily the pro level, more and more points. That's the sexy way to play, and you want to see points. There's not a lot of smash mouth football like you used to see, and so to see at least the explosive defense combined with a smash mouth style of, or explosive offense rather, with a smash mouth type of defense that's bend but don't break. This is a Warriors team that is set up for success, barring they continue to execute on the same level of precision the rest of the year and everyone stays healthy.
Barnes another carry. 3rd down. They're at the Pieper 47, need to get to the 42, so quick math, 3rd and 5. I can do that kind of math. As we go under 4 minutes to go. In a ball game that Pieper will use to go to 9-0, including an impressive 6-0 mark in district play. So 4th down coming up following that stop by that Pieper D. Officially 4th and 4 following the pickup of 1. Pieper closes the regular season on Thursday. It's a Thursday night game next week. They'll take on Bernie Champion in a game you can catch on GVTC, part of the Thursday night kickoff that is airing on TV now. Pass complete over the middle, 1st down. So Victoria East not only keeps the ball but keeps the clock running. Stephen Dybel, another catch. He's slow to get up, and so an official timeout. Whistles blowing. Trainers coming to 10. Let's take that timeout with them. You're watching Warriors Network right here from Pieper High School. Following the injury timeout in which Dybel was able to make his way off the field, appears to be okay. The give on 1st and 10 gets about 5 or 6 as we now go under 2.5 to go in the ball game. The Warriors with, as you would expect, some reserves in there defensively. Majority, if not all, reserves. 28 points to start in the first quarter. Haven't needed much since then because that set the tone, and essentially, when you look back, put it away. They got 21 points since then. Give on the right side. Again, it's Barnes. Give him a couple more.
That's why coaches preach and hound their teams about starting fast. If you can send the first punch and score first, it dictates the entire momentum and confidence level for either side, because if you're playing down and trying to work your way back to a tie ball game, it's a lot different than playing with the lead.
Pass incomplete on 3rd and 4. Intended for Devin Cuevas. Kason Cole almost had himself a first down completion. So on 4th and 4, that offense on the field, and, you know, makes all the sense in the world. 1:24 remaining that they'd go for it here. But, you know, it's funny, Sam, you know, along the lines of what you're saying is, especially for this Pieper team to get off to a fast start, because they kind of remind me of a basketball team that plays well with momentum. It's very much a momentum-paced type team, and when they get rolling, they're really difficult to stop. And so, and we saw it tonight in the first half. You saw it in the Seguin game. You saw it against New Braunfels in the second half after turnover on downs here on 4th down. So the Pieper offense comes back. You saw it in this New Braunfels game where even though Pieper turned it over 4 times in the first half against a good Unicorns team, they were still tied at the half.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew when you got to that point, you knew it's only a matter of time. And sure enough, Pipers came out and had the next 3 scores to basically blow that game wide open. But it's a snowball effect to these Warriors, and I think it's something that their opponents think about. They have it in the back of their minds. Oh, boy, here they come. Oh, boy, here comes the onslaught. How is it 28-0? It was 7-0 just 4 minutes ago. What happened? Pieper has that effect on folks.
And it makes sense. You're scoring 47 points a game almost. You're almost putting up yardage totals around the 500 yard per game mark. And again, they're not just doing it one-dimensionally. Again, there's still probably 2-to-1 ratio pass to run attempts, as well as 2-to-1 ratio pass yards to rush yards, but it's a lot closer than it was last year because they averaged 320 passing yards and only 106 rushing yards a year ago. They are a well-oiled machine that is more balanced this year with playmakers all around the field, the outside as well as in the backfield.
Drew Driffel now in at quarterback. Cash Lancaster got the carry on the jet sweep a little while ago. As the clock now goes under a minute. And the Warriors can start thinking about celebrating another victory. One more play, and that should do it officially. Although the game's been done since late in the first quarter. For all intents and purposes. No disrespect intended to Victoria East when I say that. Piper's done that to just about everybody they've played this season. Everybody outside of Smithson Valley and Bernie. Wagner got out to a good lead on them. So did New Braunfels, but otherwise it's either been a fast start or a fast rally. So as we come down the final seconds of a 49-17 win, Sam Kamen, your final thoughts about this ball game?
Just start to finish, a great game from Pieper. They did not play with their food, and that's what you want to do if you're the superior team. You don't give any team that's inferior to you hope. And they snatched hope right away from Victoria East on the first play of the game with Raja Lopez's interception. It turned into the onslaught that we saw, 28 first quarter points from this Pieper offense. And right there, we get to see who our players of the game were, because defensively, Raja Lopez, his first 2 interceptions of the season, we're surprised because we call his name all the time. Finally getting in the interception column, not once but twice, and that set up the offense to really get going. Caden Keith, not our offensive player of the game, but he fed the offensive player of the game. Isaiah Champagne, Keith having 259 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. 3 of those touchdowns to Isaiah Champagne, who finished with 7 receptions for 152 yards. If he has another good game next week, he'll go over the 1,000-yard mark on this season.
So with all of that, and speaking of, Sam, take us through our American Interiors players of the game.
Yeah, again, Isaiah Champagne, 7 receptions, 152 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He continues his amazing senior campaign. The guy that was projected to be the offensive player or offensive MVP in this district continues to show why you have to not just keep your eye on him, but you've got to send multiple people to him. Just an athletic weapon on the outside for Caden Keith. And then again, defensively, it's Raja Lopez, the secondary player, getting his first 2 interceptions of the season. He's going to be crucial in this back half of the season for this Warriors if they want to make another deep playoff run.
And so with that, for our fantastic statistician tonight, Mason Stanley, and all the wonderful folks at Wick Productions who do an awesome job game in and game out. We'll see you Warrior fans next week on GBTC. They close the regular season with champion, and then what we hope is a long playoff run. But until then, first things first, have a great weekend, good night, and we'll see you next week, everybody.
Not the fun part of being a dad, but I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me.
Concerning you?
Yeah. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella, and
Arlo?
I wasn't eavesdropping. He's always watching you. His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.